Hello everyone! I hope you're ready for another adventure, because today, Wayne reads Treasure of Literature, Mirette on the High Wire. Always remember that as we go through these amazing adventures and read these outstanding stories, all you have to do is press the CC button in your YouTube link in order to follow along with the words. Now I believe that Ozzy will be perfect to join us for today's adventure. Now that Ozzy's here, let's jump in. Mirette on the High Wire. 100 years ago in Paris, when theaters and music halls drew traveling players from all over the world, the best place to stay was at the Widow Gâteau's boarding house on English Street. Acrobats, jugglers, actors, and mimes from far away as Moscow and New York reclined on the widow's feather mattress and devoured her kidney stews. Madame Gâteau worked hard to make her guests comfortable, and so did her daughter, Mirette. The girl was an expert at washing linens, chopping links, paring potatoes, and mopping floors. She was a good listener too. Nothing pleased her more than to overhear the vagabond players tell of their adventures in this town and that along the road. One evening, a tall, sad-faced stranger arrived. He was Bellini, a retired high-wire walker. "I am here for rest," he said. "I have just the room for you, Messer Bellini. In the back, where it's quiet," she said. "But it's on the ground floor with no view." "Perfect," said the stranger. "I will take my meals alone." The next afternoon, when Mirette came for the sheets, there was the stranger, crossing the courtyard on air. Mirette was enchanted. Of all the things a person could do, this must be the most magical. Her feet tingled as they wanted to jump on the wire beside Mr. Bellini. Mirette worked up the courage to speak. "Excuse me, Monsieur Bellini, I want to learn to do that," she said. Bellini sighed. "That would not be a good idea," he said. "Once you start, your feet are never happy again on the ground." "Oh, please teach me," Mirette begged. "My feet are already unhappy on the ground." But he shook his head. Mirette watched him every day. He would slide his feet onto the wire, cast his eyes ahead, and cross without ever looking down, as if in a trance. Finally, she couldn't resist any longer. When Bellini was gone, she jumped on the wire to try for herself. Her arms flew like windmills. In a moment, she was back on the ground. Bellini made it look so easy. Surely she could do it if she kept trying. In 10 tries, she balanced on one foot for a few seconds. In a day, she managed 3 steps without wavering. Finally, after a week of many falls, she walked the length of the wire. She couldn't wait to show Bellini. He was silent for a long time. Then he said, "In the beginning, everyone falls. Most give up, but you kept trying. Perhaps you have the talent as well." "Oh, thank you," said Mirette. She got up 2 hours earlier every day to finish her chores before the sun shone in the courtyard. The rest of the day was lessons and practice. Bellini was a strict master. "Never let your eyes stray," he told her day after day. "Think only of the wire and of the crossing to the end." When she was crossing dozens of times without falling, he taught her the wire walker's salute. Then she learned to run, lie down, and turn over a somersault. "I will never ever fall again," Mirette shouted. "Do not boast," Bellini said so sharply that Mirette lost balance and had to jump down. One night, an agent from Hasley's Hippodrome in London rented a room. He noticed Bellini on his way to dinner. "What a shock to see him here," he explained. "See who?" said a mime. "Why, the great Bellini. Don't you know he was in the room in the back?" "Bellini? The one who crossed Niagara Falls on a 1,000-foot wire in 10 minutes?" asked the mime. "And on the way back, he stopped in the middle to cook an omelet on a small stove of live coals. Then he opened a bottle of champagne and toasted the crowd," the agent recalled. "My uncle used to talk about that," said the juggler. Bellini crossed the Alps with a basket tied to his feet, fired a cannon over the building in Barcelona, walked on a flaming wire wearing a blindfold in Naples. The man had nerves of an iceberg, the agent said. Mirette raced to Bellini's room. "Is it true?" she cried. "You did all those things. Why didn't you tell me? I want to do them too. I want to go with you." "I can't take you," said Bellini. "Why not?" asked Mirette. Bellini hesitated a long time. "Because I'm afraid," he said at last. Mirette was astonished. "Afraid? But why?" "Once you have fear on the wire, it never leaves," Bellini said. "But you must make it leave," Mirette insisted. "I cannot," said Bellini. Mirette turned and ran to the kitchen as tears sprang from her eyes. She had felt such joy on the wire. Now Bellini's fear was like a cloud casting its black shadow on all she had learned from him. Bellini paced his room for hours. It was terrible to disappoint Mirette. By dawn, he knew that if he didn't face his fear at last, he could not face Mirette. He knew what he must do. The question was, could he succeed? That night, when the agent returned, Bellini was waiting for him. The agent listened to Bellini's plan with mounting excitement. "I'll take care of it," he promised. To himself, he added, "The big crowd will make me a tidy profit. What luck I have happened in Paris just now." Bellini went out to find a length of hemp with steel core. He borrowed a winch and worked until daylight securing the wire. The next evening, Mirette heard a commotion in the street. "Go and see what it is," her mother said. "Maybe it will cheer you up." In the square was a hubbub. The crowd was so thick she couldn't see. At first, that agent was aiming a spotlight in the sky. "Return of great Bellini!" he was yelling. Could it be? Mirette's heart hammered in her chest. Bellini stepped out onto the wire and saluted the crowd. He took a step and then froze. The crowd cheered wildly. But something was wrong. Mirette knew at once what it was. For a moment, she was frozen as Bellini was. Then she threw herself at the door behind her, ran up inside the flight of stairs, and out through a skylight on the roof. She stretched her hands to Bellini. He smiled and began to walk towards her. She stepped onto the wire with most the intense pressure, as she always had imagined it be. She started to cross the sky. "Bravo, bravo," roared the crowd. "Protégé of the great Bellini," shouted the agent. He was beside himself, already planning a world tour for Bellini and Mirette. As for the master and his pupil, they were only thinking of the wire and the crossing at the end. Oh wow! That was an amazing adventure with Mirette and her master, the great Bellini. What did you think, Ozzy? I like that part too. We'll see you in the next adventure, okay? And we'll see you in the next adventure, here with Wayne Reads. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye!